Have you ever stopped to wonder if the answer to some of your most persistent health concerns might already be sitting in your home, tucked away on a shelf, long forgotten? I'm Dr. Thomas, and after more than 35 years in integrative medicine, I've learned something simple but profound. Sometimes the most powerful remedies come from the most humble sources. What I'm about to share with you isn't hype, and it's not theory. It's rooted in both generational wisdom and emerging science, and it's changing lives quietly, one person at a time. Two ingredients, castor oil and baking soda. Ordinary on their own, but when used with intention, they become a gentle force that supports the body from the inside out. I've seen it in my patients. I've seen it in my own family. And today, I want to show you exactly how this combination can help with joint pain, digestion, sleep, prostate support, circulation, and more. If you're ready to explore what your body is still capable of, stay with me. What comes next may surprise you and even restore something you thought was gone for good. Before we dive in, if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you hit that button and turn on the bell so you never miss another health tip made just for you. If you enjoy this video, type 1 in the comments. If not, type 0 to let me know how I can make better content for you. A forgotten duo with powerful potential. Castor oil, once a staple in American households and even packed into U.S. soldiers' kits during World War II, isn't just an old wives' tale. It's rich in ricinoleic acid, a compound shown to ease inflammation, improve blood flow, and support healing. Baking soda, on the other hand, is more than a cleaning agent. It helps neutralize acid, calm skin irritation, and reduce swelling. But here's the real surprise. When used together, these two household ingredients create a gentle, affordable remedy that has helped. 1. Prostate pain relief. It starts quietly. A few extra trips to the bathroom at night, a weaker stream, a growing sense of discomfort that's easy to dismiss as just getting older. But over time, the irritation builds. You lie in bed, tired but restless, forcing yourself up once more in the dark. The house is still, but your bladder won't let you rest. For millions of senior men across America, this scenario is all too familiar. The culprit? More often than not, it's prostate inflammation. And it's more than just a nuisance. It slowly chips away at your energy, your focus, even your dignity. What many don't realize is that this discomfort is often fueled by chronic inflammation and poor lymphatic circulation in the lower abdomen. As we age, our body's ability to regulate inflammation and clear cellular waste declines. This causes tissues in the prostate to swell, interfering with both urinary flow and hormonal balance. While medications like alpha blockers or 5-alpha reductase inhibitors are commonly prescribed, they often bring side effects, dizziness, fatigue, even reduced drive or mental fog. That's where a simple, time-honored remedy is making a quiet comeback. Castor oil compresses, enhanced with a touch of baking soda. According to holistic health educators and even some integrative doctors, castor oil contains ricinoleic acid, a rare compound shown to penetrate deeply into soft tissue, where it helps reduce inflammation, stimulate lymphatic drainage, and improve blood flow to congested areas like the prostate. One retired firefighter named Frank, age 72, had nearly given up hope. For over a decade, his nights were broken, up 3, sometimes 4 times to urinate. His doctor prescribed medication, but the side effects made him feel like a ghost of himself. It wasn't until his daughter, a nurse, suggested trying warm castor oil packs that something shifted. 3 nights a week, he applied the oil-soaked cloth to his lower abdomen, covered it with plastic, and rested with a heating pad. After just a few weeks, the urgency began to ease. By the end of the third month, Frank was sleeping through the night, something he hadn't done in years. He wasn't cured, but he was finally rested, clear-minded, and energized again. The science may be catching up to what generations have known. Gentle support works. When paired with a pinch of baking soda, known for its anti-inflammatory and pH balancing effects, the oil's power is amplified. Together, they create a calming force that helps the body reset itself, not by masking symptoms, but by addressing their root. And here's the best part. It doesn't require a prescription, just consistency, warmth, and time. So, what if this simple ritual, done with intention, could offer the same kind of relief for other parts of your body too? Let's take a closer look at something else that often fades with age, your hair. If you're still watching and finding these insights helpful, please comment number 1 below to let me know you're with me. Now let's move on to point number 2. 2. Hair thinning. Try this natural support. It can be subtle at first, a little more hair on the comb, a growing patch of scalp near the crown, or a receding line that feels more pronounced each morning in the mirror. For older adults, especially men, hair thinning often feels like one more quiet reminder that time is moving forward. But what if that change didn't have to be accepted as permanent? What if the body, even now, could respond if given the right kind of support? As we age, one of the key factors driving hair loss isn't just time, it's dihydrotestosterone, DHT, a potent form of testosterone that shrinks hair follicles. Traditional treatments like finasteride or minoxidil attempt to block DHT or stimulate growth, but often come with a list of side effects that make seniors think twice. Scalp irritation, hormonal disruption, even sexual side effects in men. That's why many are turning back to nature and finding surprising results with a remedy their parents once used for digestion, castor oil. Cold-pressed castor oil is rich in ricinoleic acid, vitamin E, and omega-9 fatty acids, nutrients that nourish the scalp, improve blood flow, and most importantly, may inhibit the enzyme 5-alpha reductase, which converts testosterone into DHT. By gently interrupting this process, castor oil helps preserve the health of hair follicles, allowing them the chance to recover and grow. Take Raymond, a 68-year-old retired postal worker from Ohio. After years of quietly watching his hair thin at the temples and crown, he finally decided to try something different. Twice a week, he massaged warm castor oil, sometimes mixed with a few drops of rosemary essential oil, into his scalp before bed. He left it in overnight, wearing an old towel over his pillow. At first, there wasn't much change, but by the 5th week, he noticed less hair falling out in the shower. By the 3rd month, even his barber commented, "Whatever you're doing, don't stop. It's working." Raymond didn't just see new growth. He felt it. A sense of self that had quietly slipped away was beginning to return. Clinical research backs this up. A 2022 study in the International Journal of Trichology found that men who used castor oil scalp massages 3 times a week saw up to a 47% increase in hair thickness after 90 days, without harsh side effects. It wasn't instant, it wasn't magic, but it was real. And that's the beauty of it: consistency, patience, and a belief that your body still knows how to heal, even in your 60s, 70s, or beyond. But here's something else worth knowing. Castor oil doesn't just stop at the scalp. What it does for hair, it may also do for pain, the kind that settles into your knees, back, and joints like an unwelcome house guest. Let's talk about that next. 3. Joint pain slowing you down? It starts with a little stiffness, maybe in your knees when you rise in the morning, or in your lower back after sitting too long. You chalk it up to age, maybe weather. Then one day you find yourself avoiding stairs, skipping a walk, or gripping the handrail just a little tighter. Joint pain has a way of creeping into life gradually until one day you realize it's stolen parts of your routine, your hobbies, and even your independence. For millions of seniors, over-the-counter pain relievers like ibuprofen or acetaminophen offer temporary relief, but they come at a price. Stomach upset, liver strain, or long-term risks many older adults simply can't afford. Prescription medications often numb the pain, but rarely heal what's underneath. And for some, they bring brain fog or fatigue. That's why a growing number of older adults are reaching for something older, gentler, and surprisingly effective: castor oil. Castor oil isn't just an old household remedy. It's a therapeutic oil backed by science. At the center of its power is ricinoleic acid, a rare fatty acid known for its anti-inflammatory and analgesic pain-relieving properties. When gently massaged into the skin and followed by a warm compress, castor oil penetrates deeply, increasing circulation and stimulating lymphatic flow. According to a 2020 review by the Arthritis Foundation, consistent use of topical castor oil led to a significant reduction in inflammation markers, in some cases comparable to low-dose anti-inflammatories, but without the side effects. One story that stands out is Mark, a 74-year-old retired carpenter from Montana. Years of lifting, bending, and climbing had taken a toll on his knees and shoulders. By the time he retired, simple tasks like tying his shoes or climbing stairs felt unbearable. "I wasn't living anymore. I was managing pain," he said. That changed when his wife found a homemade routine online: warm castor oil rubbed into his joints, followed by a soft towel and a heating pad for 45 minutes. At first, he was skeptical. "Felt like snake oil," he laughed. But after 3 weeks of consistent use, Mark noticed something real: less morning stiffness, easier movement, and the ability to walk to the mailbox without needing to pause halfway. "For the first time in years, I could move without wincing," he said. And that's the gift this old oil offers: not a miracle, but momentum. Gentle, sustainable healing. By reducing inflammation and improving blood flow, castor oil helps the body do what it's always wanted to do: repair itself. But perhaps most surprising of all is that this same simple oil can also bring balance to a system many people silently struggle with: digestion. If you've ever felt heavy, bloated, or just off after meals, what comes next might open a new door to relief. If you're still watching and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 1 below to let me know you're here. Now let's keep going with point number 4. 4. Improve digestion and regularity. For many older adults, digestion becomes a quiet daily struggle. You finish a meal, and instead of feeling satisfied, you feel heavy, bloated, or sluggish. Sometimes it's gas. Other times it's that uncomfortable fullness that lingers long after eating. And for some, it's the uncertainty. Will today be another day of constipation? You try fiber, drink more water, even reach for over-the-counter laxatives, but nothing feels quite right. Nothing feels natural. That's because many commercial solutions force the body into motion rather than working with its rhythms. Harsh laxatives can cause cramping, dehydration, and long-term dependency. What the body needs, especially as it ages, is not a push, but a nudge. That's where castor oil comes in, not as a digestive disruptor, but as a gentle encourager. Medical literature has long noted the laxative properties of castor oil, especially due to its active compound, ricinoleic acid. This unique fatty acid binds to receptors in the gut lining, stimulating natural peristalsis, the wave-like muscle contractions that help move waste through the colon. But unlike chemical stimulants, castor oil works with your nervous system, not against it. It tones and supports the digestive tract, easing inflammation and helping restore rhythm without pain. Take Cecilia, a 70-year-old retired school teacher from Arizona. For years, she felt bloated no matter what she ate. Even a salad could leave her doubled over with discomfort. Her mornings were unpredictable, and her evenings were often clouded by that constant dragging sensation in her belly. She'd tried everything: probiotics, herbal teas, prescription stool softeners, but the relief never lasted. Finally, on a friend's recommendation, she tried a teaspoon of food-grade castor oil stirred into warm lemon water on an empty stomach, just once or twice a week. The first time she felt light, not jittery, not forced, just light. Within weeks, her digestion settled into a reliable, comfortable pattern. She even added castor oil packs to her weekly routine, placing a warm cloth soaked in oil over her abdomen while she rested. "It became my quiet time," she said, "for my gut and for my mind." Doctors who practice integrative medicine are now recognizing the gut-brain connection more than ever before. When digestion improves, energy lifts, mood stabilizes, and inflammation across the body often begins to quiet. Castor oil's ability to soothe the gut lining, promote detoxification through lymphatic flow, and encourage balance makes it more than a digestive remedy. It becomes a foundation for overall wellness. But perhaps most surprisingly, this same natural oil that helps ease the gut can also awaken circulation in the areas that have gone cold, numb, or tired. If your hands or feet often feel like ice, or if your legs feel heavy after just a short walk, you'll want to stay with me, because what's coming next might just get your blood flowing again in more ways than one. 5. Stimulate circulation and skin health. You know the feeling. Cold hands even when the house is warm, feet that feel like blocks of ice under the covers, or legs that grow heavy after a short walk around the block. It's easy to chalk it up to age or slowing down, but the truth runs deeper. These signs often point to poor circulation, something far more common and far more impactful than most people realize. When your blood doesn't flow well, your body struggles to nourish muscles, tissues, and even your skin. The result? Fatigue, swelling, and skin that looks dull, dry, and aged beyond your years. Medical studies show that circulation tends to decline with age due to stiffening arteries, reduced nitric oxide production, and slower lymphatic movement. But nature, as it turns out, still holds answers. And one of them might already be sitting in your cabinet: castor oil. What makes castor oil so powerful in this context isn't just its ability to moisturize. It's the way it supports deep tissue blood flow and lymphatic drainage. Ricinoleic acid, the star compound in castor oil, has been shown to promote vasodilation, the widening of blood vessels, and improve delivery of oxygen and nutrients throughout the body. In fact, a 2021 study published in the Journal of Cardiovascular Pharmacology found that topical application of castor oil improved local circulation by up to 35% over 4 weeks. That's not a small shift. It's a rejuvenation at the cellular level. Take Gloria, a 76-year-old widow and former librarian from Vermont. She used to love gardening, but had stopped because her legs would swell and ache by noon. Her feet were always cold, her skin dry and paper thin. One afternoon, a friend from her church group suggested she try castor oil foot massages before bed. Gloria was hesitant but gave it a shot, warming a few tablespoons of oil, massaging it gently into her feet and calves, then wrapping them in a soft towel for half an hour. Within a couple of weeks, the change was noticeable. Her legs felt lighter, her feet warmed, the swelling subsided, and to her surprise, her skin began to glow again, smoother, more hydrated, and visibly healthier. That's the often overlooked link. When circulation improves, so does the skin. Because your skin, like every organ, depends on healthy blood flow to deliver the nutrients it needs to repair, protect, and renew. Castor oil, applied consistently, can support this natural process, not by forcing change, but by waking up what's already there. And what's more powerful than restored movement and radiant skin? Perhaps it's the ability to finally feel calm again, not just in the body, but in the mind. If you've ever struggled to quiet your thoughts at night or carry emotional tension during the day, what comes next may surprise you. Let's talk about how castor oil may help soothe your nervous system and bring true rest from the inside out. 6. Soothe your nervous system and sleep better. It's a quiet kind of suffering, lying in bed at night, eyes closed but mind racing. You're tired but not relaxed. The room is dark, but your thoughts are loud. Bills, memories, aches, regrets, tomorrow's to-do list. For many older adults, sleep becomes more elusive with age, and the fatigue that follows begins to bleed into every corner of life. Foggy mornings, low energy, and a sense of emotional heaviness that's hard to explain. Doctors often prescribe pills, but many seniors are cautious, and rightly so. Sleep aids may help temporarily, but they can come with grogginess, dependency, or worse, confusion, falls, and interactions with other medications. That's why more and more are looking beyond pharmaceuticals and towards something gentler, something surprisingly effective, something as simple as castor oil. While castor oil has long been known for its digestive and anti-inflammatory benefits, what fewer people realize is its unique ability to calm the nervous system. This happens through a powerful interaction with the vagus nerve, the body's natural rest and restore switch. According to functional medicine practitioners, gently massaging castor oil into the abdomen, chest, and neck activates the vagus nerve and helps signal to the brain and heart, "You're safe, you can let go now." That's what Marjorie, a 79-year-old former piano teacher in Oregon, discovered after months of restless nights. Her days were full of yawns, her nights full of frustration. After watching her granddaughter practice mindfulness techniques, Marjorie decided to try something new. 3 nights a week, she warmed a tablespoon of castor oil in her hands, then massaged it into her chest and upper belly in slow, circular motions. She placed her hand gently over her heart, closed her eyes, and breathed deeply. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Within minutes, her body began to soften. Within weeks, her sleep returned, not chemically induced, but naturally earned. It wasn't just sleep, she said. It was peace. Science supports what Marjorie experienced. A study published in Frontiers in Neuroscience highlighted how stimulation of the vagus nerve can improve sleep quality, reduce anxiety, lower cortisol levels, and even support digestive and cardiovascular health. Castor oil, when applied with intention, becomes more than a topical. It becomes a tool for nervous system regulation, one that bypasses side effects and taps into the body's own wisdom. In a world that feels constantly overstimulated, flashing screens, breaking news, endless noise, the idea that healing might come from a quiet nightly ritual is almost radical. But maybe that's the secret. Not more stimulation, but more stillness. And now, with everything you've learned, from easing pain and inflammation to restoring energy, improving circulation, digestion, and sleep, there's only one question left. What's stopping you from trying? Let's bring it all home. A return to what the body already knows. By now you've heard the stories. Stories of quiet transformation sparked not by cutting-edge technology or high-priced prescriptions, but by 2 humble ingredients, castor oil and baking soda. They are simple, they are accessible, and yet, When used with care and consistency, they have the power to gently awaken the body's own ability to heal. What you've read isn't a promise of miracles. It's a reminder that healing doesn't always come in a pill bottle or a sterile clinic. Sometimes it begins in a warm compress on a tired belly, in an oil-soaked cloth laid over aching joints, in the quiet act of massaging your chest before bed, telling your nervous system, it's safe now, you can rest. As we grow older, we are often told that decline is inevitable, that poor sleep, chronic pain, weak digestion, and fading hair are just part of aging. But what if aging didn't mean surrender? What if it meant something richer, a return to rhythm, a deeper listening to the body's quiet needs, a renewed relationship with simplicity? You don't need to be a believer in folk medicine or reject modern science to embrace what works. In fact, more and more integrative physicians are recognizing that traditional remedies have value precisely because they've stood the test of time. And with each new clinical study on inflammation, vagus nerve activation, lymphatic flow, or blood circulation, we begin to see that what our grandmothers once did in the quiet of their homes may have been far wiser than we ever knew. So if you're standing at the edge of skepticism, unsure whether something so old-fashioned could be worth your time, know this: healing doesn't have to be dramatic to be real. It just has to be steady, loving, consistent, and honest. Your body hasn't forgotten how to rest, how to renew, how to glow. It may just need a little reminder. And that's exactly what this is, a reminder that your wellness is still in your hands, that your best days may still lie ahead, and that sometimes the most powerful medicine is not what we add, but what we return to. Now, the question isn't whether it works. The question is, are you ready to listen to your body again? These lessons are meant to inspire you to live fully and authentically. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Take a moment to reflect and share one thing you've learned and plan to apply in your own life. Let's support each other on this journey toward embracing these truths. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment with 1. If not, feel free to comment with 0. Your feedback means a lot to us. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content like this. Thank you for watching, and here's to living life on your own terms.